September, Wednesday. It's been a long time since I wrote in a journal about the stuff happening in my life. I decided to start again. Now that I'm finally at Crossland High School, I thought I would be in middle school forever. So I'm excited to finally be in high school now. I've been here for a few weeks, but I haven't noticed too many changes compared to middle school. Riley's here with me, so things feel similar to middle school. But a big difference is that Rodrick is here now. Every time we see Rodrick in the halls, Riley says hi to him, and he responds with a nod or something like, okay. Hi, Rodrick. I'm coming over to play with Greg tomorrow. Riley, what did I tell you? I thought Rodrick would give me a hard time since I'm at his school, but he hasn't done anything yet. In fact, he seems to have been acting differently these past few months. It's been quieter, and hasn't teased me at all lately, so he must be focused on something. I'm guessing now that he's a senior in high school, he's focusing on college applications or getting his band to a Go Pro or something. Either way, I'm just glad he hasn't been a baby about me going to the same high school as him. You and me both at the same school now. Whoa. A lot of kids from middle school ended up going to private schools, so I was glad Riley was here with me. Last week, Albert Sunny was telling everyone that Holly Hills was at our school, but Bryce Anderson went to some private schools, so now it's a Romeo and Juliet story. One kid at lunch said that it wasn't confirmed that they were dating, but Albert said he knew for a fact that not only are Holly and Bryce dating, they're engaged and meeting after school to discuss their wedding plans. Yeah, it's true, guys. They're gonna get married. Sorry, Greg, sucks for you. I was not happy to hear this. Albert isn't always the most reliable source of information, so there could be a chance that Holly is single. Instead of worrying if Holly is dating or engaged to Bryce, I decided to finally ask her out this week and plan to do it tomorrow. I talked to Riley about it, but he said I've told him I would ask out Holly before, but never followed through with asking her out. He told me he'd rather talk about the new Joshi book that he was reading, which is called Joshi's High School Guide. Joshi's High School Survival Guide. Seriously, Riley? Yeah, Greg. It's amazing. You gotta read it, bro. Riley said that Joshi's book explained how focusing on schoolwork in high school should be our top priority. I guess I'm going to have to rely on myself for tomorrow. Thursday today's the day I was going to ask out Holly Hills. I've been really nervous about it and could hardly sleep last night. I planned to ask her out after school and kept thinking during class about all the ways she could respond. Most of the responses that came to mind were not what I was hoping for. I can't believe you thought I'd want to go out with you. I'm telling everyone about this. Also, you're ugly. Then, I thought about how Bryce and his goons might react if him and Holly were actually dating and he found out that I had asked her out. That made me feel even more stressed that I was about to ask her out. Hey, let's kill Greg for asking out Holly. Yeah. Despite these thoughts, I still decided to go for it. After my last class ended, I rushed out the door before anyone else. Holly has her last class right out next to mine, so I was able to spot her when she left the classroom. There were too many people in the hallway to ask her out, so I waited until we were in front of the school. In middle school, Holly was always surrounded by a group of friends, so it would have been impossible to talk to her. But today, she was by herself. I was really nervous since this was the moment I was going to ask her out. I probably should have thought about what I was going to say rather than worry about how she might respond. Even though I didn't know exactly what to say, I approached her. Hey Holly, there's something I want to tell you. Sure, what is it? I like you. Please date me. I was finally able to ask out Holly after all these years. My face was bright red and I thought for sure she was about to reject me. Holly was quiet for a few seconds and smiled and giggled a bit. Then she said we should go get to know each other and meet up this weekend. Let's get pizza this Saturday at 6 p.m. I was shocked but also thrilled. We exchanged phone numbers and then went our separate ways. I then met up with Riley since we always walk home together. He asked me if I asked out Ollie like I said I would yesterday. I told him that I asked her out and we were meeting this weekend. I was nervous how he would react since I thought he might get jealous, but he suddenly got excited. This is great, Greg. Come to my house so I can share Josh's wisdom with you. I didn't think I needed any advice from Joshi, but I decided to go along with it to make Riley happy. We went to his room and he showed me one of Joshi's albums. Wild Animal Heart. Riley told me that the album was all about relationships and would help me be a boyfriend that Joshi would approve of. He said that the album was called Animal Heart because Joshi says it's important to control our wild animal hearts in relationships and not rush into having sex. I told Riley that I was just getting peace with Holly, so I didn't need to think about any of that stuff. Riley disagreed. Joshi says sex education is important, Greg. I was surprised that Riley was comfortable talking about this stuff, especially after how he reacted during sex education in middle school. These are some images of what STDs do to your genitals. Do you still want to have a sexual relationship now? I guess Joshi was able to talk about SCX without scaring people like they do in school. Riley told me to hold onto the album and listen to it when I had time. He also said he would keep me updated and other things Joshi said about relationships. I guess I should be glad that he's happy for me and not upset that we might hang out less often if I date Holly. I went home after that and hid the Joshi album in my room. The last thing I need is mom finding and asking me why I have it. Now I had to worry about my meetup with Holly this Saturday. I was nervous about meeting with Holly, but a bigger problem was how I would get there. The pizza place she suggested is about a 20-minute drive from where I live, so I need to get a ride from someone. I don't want anyone in my family finding out about this because I know it will just cause problems. If I ask mom or dad for a ride, they'll probably push me into saying who I'm meeting up with. If they find out it's with Holly, I know they'll overreact. That leaves only one person for me to ask for a ride. Rodrick. I went to Rodrick's room to see if he could drive me to my meetup with Holly this Saturday. I told him I was meeting a friend at a pizza place. This Saturday I needed to be dropped off by 6 p.m. and picked up around 8 p.m. As I expected, he didn't ask who I was meeting with. Rodrick agreed to drive me but wanted something in return. I'll drive you if you do me a favor. Next week I need your help with something. I'll tell you when the time comes. I was hesitant about accepting his offer since I didn't know what he wanted me to do for him next week. I also told him I also have a bad history when it comes to Roderick's favors. Last time I owed him a favor, he cashed it in when mom found one of his girly magazines. You left this awful sexist magazine in this living room. Tell mom the magazine's yours. After I took the fall for Roderick that time, mom made me read 6 different articles about respecting women and almost made me join my school's feminist club. Even though I really didn't want to owe him another favor, I took his offer since I didn't have any other way to get to the pizza place on Saturday. Now that I have a ride, I'm all set for meeting with Holly this Saturday. I just need to make sure to follow through with whatever Rodrick wants me to do next week, because he's not the kind of guy you want to mess with. He doesn't hold back when someone owes him something. Pay me back with interest, or I'm taking your toys as collateral. Whatever, Bubby. I'll worry about Rodrick's favor later. I just need to get through school tomorrow, and then I meet with Holly the day after. Friday. I have my date with Holly tomorrow. I haven't used the word date to describe our meetup on Saturday before, but now that I've thought about it for a while, I think I can call it a date. I was excited about the date, but still nervous about going to schools today since I just asked out Holly yesterday. I thought that she could have pretended to want to go on a date this weekend and then tell everyone about it to make fun of me at school. Greg carefully asked out Holly yesterday and thought she wanted to go on a date with him. Please make fun of him at your earliest convenience. Nerd. Luckily, everyone acted normal at school, so I realized that I overthought things again. I was relieved, but then, during lunch, I saw Riley whispering something to some girls. I realized that I never told him to keep this a secret. After school ended, I looked for Riley to tell him to keep the Holly thing a secret. I couldn't find him, so I went home. I guess if he planned on telling people about this, he would have already done it by now anyways. I'll just talk to him on Monday about it. I thought the rest of my day would be uneventful, but then at dinner, Mom said she had a surprise announcement to make. Dad was definitely surprised. Surprise heavenly vacation! What? Mom said that we were going as a family to a motel near the beach on Saturday and Sunday. Dad immediately said he couldn't make it because he has a lot of work he needed to get done, but Mom said going was mandatory. If Dad couldn't even get out of this, then there was no chance I could. I was devastated. Now I was going to miss my date with Holly tomorrow, and I probably would never have a chance like this again. I was getting ready to text her that I couldn't make it when something unexpected happened.
Greg and I can't make it. This is our brother bonding weekend that we've been planning for the past month. Yeah, right, Greg? Oh, yeah, yeah. I was shocked. I had no idea what Rodrick was talking about, but I stayed silent. Mom seemed upset and said that this trip would allow us to bond together as a family. She said Rodrick to move our brother bonding weekend to a different weekend. Rodrick went to his room and came back with a piece of paper that he showed to Mom. He said that me and him made a list of activities that we could only do this weekend. I couldn't see what was written on the paper, but he must have prepared it a long time ago for a situation like this. I can see how much this means to you. You and Greg don't need to come on the trip, alright? Mom let us out of the trip and said we could have the house to ourselves on Saturday and Sunday while her and Dad and Manny went on their vacation. I'm surprised Mom was okay with leaving us alone after the time Rodrick for a party, but I guess she really wanted me and Rodrick to do stuff together so that we would get along more in the future. Rodrick really saved me with this, so I definitely need to do a good job with whatever favor he wants from me next week. Anyways, tomorrow I finally have my day of Holly, so I better head to bed now. Saturday. It looks like Mom, Dad, and Manny left early in the morning for their trip because when I woke up, I didn't see anyone around the house. I slept in late, but I think Roger was sleeping in even later since I didn't hear anything from his room. My day with Holly was at 6 p.m, so I still had a lot of time. I decided to relax for the day. Having the house to myself was great. I could play video games, watch shows, and read comics without anyone bothering me. Me and Rodrick should try to get the house to ourselves more often. Once it was later in the day, I decided to go to Rodrick's room to tell him we should leave soon. I didn't know if he was still sleeping, so I waited outside his door for a few seconds to hear if he was awake. I heard him talking to someone, so he must have been on the phone. I started walking away from his room since he was busy, but I accidentally overheard him talking about his plans for tonight. Alright, I'll see you at my place after I drop off my brother tonight. I was curious who Rodrick was inviting over tonight, but I decided it was better not to ask since he would be upset that I listened in. I decided to start getting ready for my date and went to my room. I've never been on a date before, so I wasn't sure what to wear. I decided to put on the black pants, a long sleeves white shirt, and a tie because I wanted to look good for tonight. Roger came over to my room to ask if I was ready to leave, but stopped mid-sentence when he saw what I was wearing. He told me to dress more casually, but I told him it was fine and that we should go now. Rodrick said he wouldn't let me embarrass myself going to a pizza place dressed so formally. We argued and roughed house for a bit. Ugh, Greg, you look like a nerd. Rodrick, it's not that deep. I decided to give up fighting with Rodrick and told him I'd changed my clothes, so I changed into what I usually wear. I guess I may have overdressed for my first outfit. I got into Rodrick's van and we started heading over. On our way to the pizza place, I thanked Rodrick for making up the brother bonding weekend excuse to get me out of the family trip. Rodrick said it was no problem since he had tons of different plans for getting out of stuff stored in his room. Then Rodrick said something that caught me off guard. I know that you're going on a date tonight. Rodrick told me that the way I acted this week made it obvious at the date tonight. I was about to deny it, but after everything Rodrick did for me recently, I decided to be honest. I told him I asked out a girl I liked from school and was meeting her tonight. I got ready for him to make fun of me. Rodrick told me that being in a relationship might be good for me. I wasn't completely sure what he meant by that. Then he said he wanted to discuss something important with me after my date tonight. We arrived at the pizza place a little bit before 6 p.m. I was glad I got here with no issues, although making it to this point involved a lot of stress. As I was leaving Rodrick's van, he told me something. I'll pick you up around 8 p.m. I need to do something tonight, so I might be a bit late. I'm guessing this is related to the person he was making plans with on the phone earlier today. Hopefully, whatever he's doing goes well for him. Now, it was time for me to meet with Holly. I saw Holly outside a pizza place, which it was called Tony's Pizzeria. I went over to greet her. Hey Holly, good to see you. Hey Greg, it's good to see you too. We went inside and waited in line to order our pizzas. Holly went first and I went after. She found us a seat in the back corner. Now was the time to make a good impression. I'd initially planned to exaggerate what my life was like at this date to impress her. Now that I had thought about this for a while, I decided that maybe I should just be myself instead of acting a certain way to impress her. Also, I liked Holly for a long time but still don't know much about her, so maybe I should ask her about herself first. I sat down at the table and asked her about her hobbies. It turns out we had some interests in common. She loved reading and was really into the Slumber Party Pals series. I told her I had read about almost every book in the series. She also loved reality TV shows, which I watch sometimes. But Marissa, I love you.
Girlfriend, you can do so much better than him. Oh, Greg's talking like he's some zesty boy. Well, he then asked what I like to do for fun. I told her that I love video games. I also told her that I spend a lot of time with Rowley and we do a lot of stuff together, like play Magic and Monsters. You run into a pack of orcs and you look hungry. Yeah. I wasn't sure if Holly would have any interest in my hobbies, but it turns out she did. I've always wanted to play Magic and Monsters. Also, what video games do you like playing? I was having a great time with Holly, but I was still thinking about the rumors about that Bryce and Holly were together. I decided to finally ask her about it. Hey Holly, do you know Bryce? Holly started laughing. I sat there in silence and was wondering what was funny about what I asked. She could probably tell I was jealous. Holly stopped laughing and then said that she knew Bryce but hadn't talked to him since middle school. Holly told me he was gay, and she was actually jealous about me and him. She suspected he had a crush on me in middle school. Now that I thought about it, there was a couple of times when Bryce talked to me about hanging out, but I always had to come up with an excuse. Hey Greg, we should go out somewhere together this summer. My dad is sending me to a military camp over summer. Sorry. Holly said she had a crush on me since middle school. She told me she felt terrible about the time she accidentally called me Fregley and thought I didn't like her after what happened. She also said that she was really happy that I asked her out and that my confession to her was cute and funny. I was shocked. All of this was news to me. Holly said she liked seeing Riley and I around school and thought it was cute how we had a close friendship. So this weekend we will play Twisted Wizards, watch Hello, You're Dead Too, and stay up all night. And we'll watch Joshi, the Eras Tour. Yeah, sure, whatever. She also said she wished she had a friend that close to her. I told her that she had a lot more friends than me in middle school. I was just super popular. I saw her at school dances all the time with a big group of friends. Holly said that even though she knew a lot of people, there wasn't anyone in particular she was super close to. She also hadn't talked to any of her old friends who went to private high schools. She said it was nice to talk to someone about all of this. Holly said that we should get going since it was getting late. We left the pizzeria and went outside to wait for our rides. Holly said that we should get going since it was getting late. We left the pizzeria and went outside to wait for our rides. It was a little awkward just standing there silently, but then Holly spoke up. Holly told me that she had a good time with me tonight. We started moving our faces closer to each other and... Well done, Greg, man. Round of applause. Woo! My boy did it, man. Let's go, Greg. I didn't expect to kiss Holly during our first date, but a lot of unexpected things have happened this past week. Holly smiled afterwards and said we should go on another date next weekend. And Holly said that her sister texted her that she arrived to pick her up. I checked my phone and saw Rodrick texting me that he was here too. I saw them both walk from opposite directions to meet with us, but they looked surprised when they saw each other. Me and Holly didn't know what was so surprising to them. Rodrick told Heather it was good seeing her again tonight, and she said the same thing to him. Then me and Rodrick went to his van. While we were driving back, he asked who the girl I met with was. I told him it was Holly, who was Heather's sister.
Greg, there's a lot I should tell you.
Rodrick said he had been dating Heather for about a year now. He said he had been keeping it a secret from everyone because he didn't want people to think he was a bad influence on her. Rodrick told me he had been studying more and wants to go to the same college as Heather when they graduate. Heather was upset at him recently because she wants other people to know about their relationship. Turns out that the favor he wanted from me was to talk to Heather for him to try and resolve their fight. Rodrick said he didn't need the favor anymore since Heather came over tonight to talk, and he agreed to let everyone know that they were going out now. Just then, I got a text message. It was from Holly. It looked like her sister told her about Rodrick. I had a great time with you tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing you at school on Monday. Also, I can't believe our siblings are dating. I texted her back that I was also surprised our siblings were dating. I also messaged her that I was looking forward to seeing her next week at school and going on more dates in the future. I saw that Riley had texted me tonight too. Greg, I got a girlfriend on Friday, so we should go on double dates now. Also, I hope things went well with Holly tonight. I guess that was what he was talking to the girls at lunch about on Friday. I'm curious who he's dating, but I'll ask him on Monday. When we got home, Rodrick and I decided to hang out. He watched me play video games and we stayed up really late.
Use the cardboard box to sneak past the guards.
Thanks. Are they playing, what's it called? Is that like reference to Snake from Super Smash Bros. Or something? No, I know he's not from Super Smash Bros, but that's the only reason why I know who he is. Looks like my time at Crossland High School is going to be a lot more fun now. This has been a crazy week and I'm excited to spend the rest of my high school experience with Holly, Rodrick and Rowley around.
And that's the end. I like this one. Solid. I'll give it a solid 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. Actually, no, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. It's pretty good.